Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Natalie Corona, and I'm interested in being an attorney.
And I'm Wilma Hadley. I am the Senior Deputy Clerk of the Colquitt County Superior Court.
I'm a state peace officer, work for the Department of Public Safety's Motor Carrier Compliance Division, but I enforce state and federal regulations for commercial vehicles.
Well, I'm Corporal Eric White with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources Law Enforcement Division. I'm the game warden for Colquitt County.
I'm the field operations commander now, so I oversee the investigation side of things and the patrol side of things. So I see every case that comes down the pipe.
A question I want to ask you is, what advice would you give to someone who is interested in your line of work?
Make sure that this is something that you really want to do. It's one of those career fields where you will spend a lot of time away from your family.
I'm the only game warden for Colquitt County.
You'll miss your kids' birthdays, you'll miss Christmas, you'll miss Thanksgiving. You'll be called in on your days off, work a whole lot of overtime.
You're pretty much on call 24/7 when you're working.
You will lose friends along the way as well.
The first time I had to do CPR on someone, I couldn't sleep for about 2 days because I kept hearing the sound.
It's different than a regular job that you go to 8 to 5.
And there's people that say, I love what I do, but I only love it on the good days.
There's been plenty of times that I've worked a 12-hour day, and then when I pull in the yard, I get a phone call, I turn right back around and leave.
Longevity and loyalty go a long way. So find what's going to be the best fit for you and understand that some days are going to suck. And some days you're going to have to see things and hear things and deal with things that you don't necessarily want to. I love what I do despite the bad days.
When you go to bed, what do you think about?
When I go to bed, I usually think about, did I make the right decision on making a certain application of the law or something? Did I do somebody the right way? Did I treat somebody the way that I wanted to be treated and treat somebody fairly? And that's a motto that I usually go by, is to try to treat everyone as if I was one to be treated.
Well, I hope and pray that I perform that day as well as I could, and to do the same and even more on the next day.
I take my job very seriously. I try not to make it just part of my personality, but I really enjoy the profession that I'm in because it's not just another job. This is something that you retire from.
What are some strengths that you find most appropriate for your position?
One of the strengths, sir, will be empathy. There's going to be times where you got to be the strong one when you go to a crash scene and you got kids that are hurt pretty bad, or adults that are hurt pretty bad, and you got to go notify those families of critical incidents that may have occurred.
Knowing how to communicate, being confident but not overconfident, because then you look like you're arrogant.
You really have to be a people person. You have to be able to communicate. You have to really stay humble. You have to realize that just because you put on a badge and a gun, it doesn't make you any better than anybody else.
We just have to focus on making sure that we approach people and talk to them like they're people, regardless of their background and stuff like that.
You always try to treat somebody fairly and the way you would want to be treated in their circumstances.
Be able to assist others and help others, and to work as a team.
You need to know that you don't know everything. There still needs to be some humility with it.
You really have to have the mindset that good people do make bad choices, but also bad people make bad choices.
So you got to have empathy and be able to empathize with those families.
So you have to really be a good reader of people, and really practice what we call community-oriented policing.
When I first come in, it was all boots on the ground. Let's go out here. Let's arrest these criminals. Let's go out here and enforce the law. Let's go do it. But nobody ever told me the importance of community relations. It's more to law enforcement than just going out here locking people up.
Yeah.
If I run across a report where a 17 or 18-year-old's been arrested for something very minor, I'm going to do what I got to do, anything within my power, to attempt to help that individual. Now, I'm not big on second and third chances, but on that first chance, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to help.
The criminal justice system could be an aid to a person that's in trouble. The criminal justice could be an advocate to keep people out of trouble.
We do crisis intervention training. So if there is a person that is schizophrenic or whatever, we can help them out, help find them the help they need, get them to a doctor, you know, and go through the necessary steps.
Over the years, I've sat back and, you know, looked at the bigger picture, and it's extremely important that you build a relationship with your community that you're going to be out there protecting and serving.
It's easier to talk to someone than it is to fight someone in that situation.
If you ain't got a relationship with them, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we preach now and that we push very hard for is community relations.
Do you feel as though college education would help in someone who is interested in this field?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to go back when I first started. I come out of high school, and college just was not my thing. I had my mind made up that I will not be going to college after I graduate high school.
A college education does benefit you in this job because it prepares you to be able to do problem solving. It allows you to lean on that education to basically make good decisions and choices in how to apply whatever your responsibilities are.
I have to keep up with not just state laws, but federal regulations. So, and each book is like this thick. So,
With the training and education of college, it would help.
Not just in law enforcement, that's in anything. It just gives you a special set of tools to go and grow as you grow in your profession.
It also give you a chance at advancement within your agency. There are some agencies out there that are big on education. If you don't have any education, you'll be at the bottom for a very long time. And that happened to me early on in my career. I didn't have that college education, and whenever promotions come around, it was, all right, man, you don't meet the qualifications because you don't have an associate's degree, or you don't meet the qualifications because you don't have a bachelor's degree. So you will be passed up on promotions if you're in an agency that's big on college. If I had it to do all over again, college education would be the first start before I even think about getting this profession.